What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury opens up recently about the negotiations concerning Alexander Usyk and himself, and this is what he had to say. The talks for the fight with Usyk are still going, all talk and no deliverance. Okay. I actually haven't been on social media since October of last year. I deleted the apps and won't be returning. I like my battery life too much. I think for all the information that you need to know about the Usyk or any other boxing fights, you've got to speak to the promoters. I've made a vow not to get involved in any more because one, it causes me stress, and two, it causes me anxiety and depression. And lastly, it should be a rewarding thing to get a big fight. You should feel good about it. But with all the talks back and forth, it just goes on and on and on. And for someone with severe mental health issues, I don't think it's wise for me to get involved with this back and forth. I don't know anything about it right now. We shall see. But as today, I've not even had an offer from anybody to do a fight. I've been undefeated for 14 years. I can beat any man. There's no doubt about that. They can't defeat me in a boxing ring for sure. Those are the words of Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, and let me so promptly counterpunch. Okay, listen. He says he hasn't got an offer. Okay, he hasn't heard anything, but then yet he says, well, you have to talk to my promoters. So obviously the promoters know more than he does. So I think he should have answered that with, hey, well, my promoters know the offer and not myself. Or is he waiting for the promoters to tell him what's going on in his situation? Because I find it real strange that Alexander Usyk has acknowledged his side of the deal in Saudi Arabia for the amount he agreed upon, yet the other champion, the WBC heavyweight Tyson Fury, has not heard anything about his offer. I just find that hard to believe. I don't know. I know it's been a lot of back and forth, but we don't know what the back and forth is. And it's looking like Tyson Fury is using his mental health issues and the way he feels about the negotiations to have a negative impact on this fight. When that starts happening, and then you hear Tyson Fury talk about Francis Ngannou or Joe Joyce, then you start thinking like, well, wait a minute. What's really going on? Why are you talking more positive about a fight that you're not in negotiations with than the fights that you are? And now you say that you don't have an offer. Okay, so it's all strange to me why Tyson Fury is left out in the cold, because if it's promoters doing it, if one hand is not telling the other hand what's happening, that's a problem. But then it's looking too familiar with Tyson Fury. Remember at the beginning, he said he vowed never to get involved in any negotiations and you have to speak to your promoter. Well, what happened last November or late October when you were given deadlines to a particular negotiation that you should have let your promoters handle with Anthony Joshua, though? Do you guys remember that? And now you vow not to get involved, but now you're claiming you don't even know the offer. Maybe, just maybe, if you wouldn't have got involved, you probably would have got the fights that you wanted. You probably would have fought Anthony Joshua. You may have beat him. Then you would have went on to take on Alexander Usyk. That beat Anthony Joshua before you did. Maybe that would have been the outcome instead of you having anxiety, having these back and forth, sporadic, bipolar moments, and coming in the verge or coming in between negotiations between two sides that were working really well, which was rare between Queensberry and Matchroom. Okay, that was some legendary stuff all by itself. But then yet you're, oh, well, hey, I'm going to give you Monday is the deadline. You guys remember that, right? So I just find it strange that he doesn't know what the offer is. And Alexander Usyk does. You know, so it's kind of hard to fathom, hard to believe, actually, because Tyson Fury should know what the offer is. That should be the tip of the top. You know, so it's all bizarre to me, and it doesn't really look good, guys. It doesn't. I'm going to be honest with you. But if you have these fights that don't get made, okay, another high caliber fight from Tyson Fury that doesn't get made, but then yet smaller bullshit, we don't want fights get made on the drop of a dime, something's wrong. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury's latest interview stating that he hasn't been offered anything yet. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.